Now one of these days I'll wake up tired of the life I'm living in fear.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Leading Edge. My name is Tim Schneider with Aegis Learning, and this is our ongoing series about the lost art of thinking. And first of all, thank you so much for hanging with us as we talked about all the obstacles and challenges of good thinking. And today is kind of cool because we get to start and embrace the first of a thinking model that you can use situationally. And this one's one you can use pretty frequently. Not all the time, but pretty frequently. And this one's about healthy skepticism and healthy pragmatism. Now, if you remember when we talked about overuse of optimism and overuse of skepticism and overuse of negativity, and we also talked a little bit about this when we covered that paternal thinking piece, but this is about adding that healthy dose of why. What are the motives involved there? We'll talk about that more in a minute. What's the source of this? Is this data credible? It's about asking those questions, not out loud. You know, you don't want to be the guy in the back of the room that says, okay, why? Who said? No, you're going to get isolated and alienated in the organization very, very quickly. What you want to do is process that internally and use that as a trigger to go research things. To find out, perhaps on your own, ask privately some questions about why and where that came from. So let's talk about those parts just a little bit. The why question is important. You know, why are we doing that? That's going to segue really nicely into our next episode when we talk about another great thinking model to embrace situationally, but also things like questioning data veracity. You know, you hear something like, this poll shows the candidate leading by 80%. Then you look at the fine print and you go, okay, where did that data come from? Oh, it was 10 people who were registered at this particular political party. Well, for heaven's sakes, I could have predicted that outcome. The data has no quality, it has no depth, the sampling size is way too small. The other one that I'd really like you to add some skepticism about a little bit and a little pragmatism is about looking at motives. That includes kind of examining your own motives a little bit, but examining the motives of others. Why are they telling you that? Why did they say that to you? Why did they say that about you? You know, understanding that can really give us a lot of insight into things and really help clarify our thinking as we move forward. Now, again, as noted, our next one is going to be a very powerful thinking model that is incredibly valuable in the workplace and at home. And today was a great little segue to that. I hope you all have a great week, and I hope you're able to add little pieces of pragmatism and skepticism to your regular thought. All right, have a great week. Thank you.
Now one of these days I'll wake up tired.